Mikey.
Hey guys.
Hey,
I say we call this thing to order. Wow, it's 7 o'clock on the nose. And it looks like we've got Eddie, Mike B, Rocco. Is that Mike Iacampo?
Probably.
Okay. Mhm. All right, I don't have the agenda in front of me, unfortunately. Hold on. Did you email us that agenda, Alan?
yes. I think I sent it Friday.
Got it. And I've got it. Call to order. We are called to order at 7 o'clock officially. So I think number 2 is general discussion. Is there anybody here that wants to discuss things generally? Take that as a no. And it looks like the floor is, oh no, approval of minutes. We have to wait because the guy that does the minutes screwed up again and didn't have them available. I will have them for next meeting. I did get some off tonight. But I don't think it's hurt us. We've gotten by everything we had to. And then now, where's our director's report? Did I miss that? No, ARPA discussion report. Is that Stuart? No, Stuart?
It is. He was here before.
Disappeared.
Hmm. Hang on.
Was that guy?
I'll text him real quick.
Okay.
Are you talking about me?
Nah, somebody else is talking about you, I'm sure.
Just as long as you're not.
Ah, thanks. We're looking for Stuart.
I've got dinner being doled out at my house. It's like feeding the lions.
Are you cooking?
Pizza.
I'm not cooking. I'm not cooking this evening. I'm just making sure everybody is being respectful of their mother.
That's good. You're a good man.
It's the second week out of school and discipline starts to fade.
I'm way past it. I'm 27 and 31. It's easy now. Nobody even asks for money anymore, Mike.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a beautiful thing.
it is a beautiful thing. Took a long time to get there.
So I can make some very general statements about ARPA, but I didn't go to the meeting today. Is it possible to like flip the order around of what we're talking about in case
I don't-
Stuart gets back on?
Yeah, I don't see why not. We can postpone it. So go ahead and do your director's report.
Okay. So this week has largely been about trying to get Hall's Pond ready. We had a few issues. The first one being that I waited a little bit too long to talk to Alan from the firehouse, their diver. He's the guy that sets up the dock and the lines and all that. So we originally came out with a time in a day, but then he couldn't make it. So we were able to reschedule it to the next day, and he came out and we were able to get everything sorted out with the water there. We have a chain and special bolts. I guess they usually lock down the lifeguard chair, but those are not there. So I don't know what happened to them. But the lifeguard chair was there. So I went and I got a chain and I got a new lock. So now it's hopefully not going anywhere.
Good.
Specifically into the water. Another problem that we had was that the shipping container that's supposed to stay there that was moved to the TOB to use it for records. I asked that it be moved there the beginning of last week, and it was never moved there. So hopefully it'll be there tomorrow. That's what I was told.
Is it empty? Does it still have records in it?
It's empty. Yeah. I asked that it be moved, I think, last Monday. And I was expecting it to be done at least by Saturday. But so the problem with that is that's where all the lifeguard equipment goes. And if that's not there, then yours truly has to truck it back and forth to the lifeguards every day. So I had to go pick up the stuff on Sunday and then bring it back tomorrow.
Okay. How do they move that container? Put it on a flatbed?
Walt West has a flatbed and
Okay.
he moves it. I got the porter potty there, and we had a pond party on Friday, which is, I guess, what usually happens. So I was there, and Human Services Director Jenny was there, and the deal is that if you bring food, you get to swim for free that day. Food, to give out.
Sure.
And I bought ice cream sandwiches and stuff, so we gave those out for free, and I sold 5 pond passes. So overall, Friday was pretty good, and we were able to get everything done in a pretty short period of time. This you're gonna find probably funny, even though it's not. So the pond's been open for 3 days now, and we've had 2 acts of vandalism already.
Which were what?
So, I think Stuart's here. All right, I'll let him in. So somebody had gone to the pond with a whole bunch of dinner plates and proceeded to smash them all on the ground all over the driveway.
Oh,
So I tried to get as many out as I could, the ones on the immediate driving path, but there's still a ton of them off to the side that I was not able to get to yet. Yeah, it's a pain. I need a box, and then I got to pick every little piece up, and I just didn't want people to drive on it and pop their tires. So that was the first thing. The second thing is Saturday night, somebody went swimming after hours and swam over to the dock and took off all the nuts and bolts that hold the ladder on.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
So I guess they left one on there. So the ladder is still on the dock, but 3 of the 4 are gone. So I'm going to go buy new ones tomorrow.
That's crazy.
it's stainless.
And now
Yeah,
I know
like-
why there's a $3,000 expense to Hall's Pond. It's probably all vandalism replacement stuff,
In a tough spot. No one can see it. It's easy for kids to get down there.
All right, so that's the vandalism part there. And I think I have around 20 passes. Probably a couple over 20 sold. So that's all my Hall's Pond stuff. Wellington Wire, my assistant put it all together. He shipped it out to everybody so they can proofread their own work. It's going to come back, and he's going to send it out Thursday, publish it out there. So that's going to be on time. I'll give you my camp update real quick. Even though I may have already given this at the special meeting, I'm not sure exactly, but we have 50 kids signed up for each week of camp. So it's completely maxed out. And we have already started purchasing items for camp. And the money goes pretty quick. Surprising. So we are meeting with the camp counselors tomorrow at Hall School to do a walkthrough, kind of explain things to the new counselors and show everybody where, it normally operates, where they go, where we're going to be storing stuff. And then we go over the, what what is it? It's like a camp counselor agreement. It's like a handbook, so you go over that and then they sign it. It says basic things on it, you can't be on your phone and looking at kids at the same time, that sort of stuff. This is what we had the meeting about last time. We were talking about the
Tell me about it, Lisa. I can't
River
have you fooling
Road.
around with it right now. I'm gonna go, no picture.
River Road concert
Oh.
sponsors. And I was able to talk to two of the political ads that we had come in. I talked to the people. They were more than willing to adjust it and change it so that their ad is no longer political in any way. It just has their name, their face, and it says, proud sponsor of Willington, that sort of stuff on it. So now we're good to go, I believe, with those.
I saw the ads. They're nice and vanilla and generic.
Yeah, I don't think there's much to worry about with them. And the last part of my director's report was it's more of a thought that I think we should come together and write some sort of a write-up about the job, the ARPA job at the park, and sort of explain it, explain what the job is, what's wrong with the park, why and how we're trying to fix it, and sort of just put it out there everywhere. We get it out in the, the newsletter, the website, Facebook, post it at the park so people can see it as they walk around. And I think that's important because in order for this to pass, I feel like we need a lot of town support to be at this meeting. A lot of townspeople, they're voicing that they want this fixed because there might be other jobs that are out there that might sway the ARPA committee to not vote for us. So I think it's important that we do that.
I'll make a Word document, quick, concise, and simple, and send it to you tomorrow. I'm
Okay.
guessing, do we not put the price on, or do we put the price on?
I don't think we put the price on. So that's all I have to say for the director's report part of it.
Okay, I'll send you something in the morning.
Okay.
I've got a dumb question. When you or anyone who got quotes for this budget season, I mean, it was back in January, February, right?
Yep.
Quotes for what?
I don't know, whatever. I'm just wondering how inflation has affected things that have been quoted and meanwhile are still dangling out there waiting to be passed. You know what I mean? It's been what, 4 or 5 months?
So I can't speak to this, but I will say I didn't get any quotes for any jobs yet. What I did was I went to
Okay.
Carl, the engineer. He's the one, the town engineer. He came up with the plan and the estimates and all that so that we could go to ARPA with that information.
Okay.
That was about a month ago, maybe a little bit more than that. But he did say that it's a hostile, or maybe that wasn't right, a volatile market right now. So like,
Yeah.
when he goes to somebody for prices, they will only hold it for him for 24 hours because it's just going up and down, and most of the time it's going up. So the estimates that we have could already be out of whack for the projects at the park.
So
He uses industry standards. He doesn't go out, as you know, Alan, he just uses industry standards as current as he can get them. So
Yeah.
it's probably the best bet we can get right now for any work we want to do.
A lot of the projects we have there are dirt and rocks, and the biggest change would be diesel. And I can't see it going too much higher than the $6 that or $7 that it already is. So
Good point.
I don't see it changing all that much. Piping, maybe the piping goes up a little bit, but not significantly, I don't think.
Yeah, and I took a pot shot at the electrical part and I tweaked it so that it would work for a little bit of expanded numbers. And I didn't lock in the pole lights, but I don't think those will change. They were already pretty high. So Mike Guy Campbell, you're right. It's hard to tell what it's gonna cost when we finally do it, but we'll just have to adjust the project to the cost at that point.
I
Well,
think,
no,
those-
that's why I know you weren't mentioning the price for different reasons, but I think that's one of the bigger reasons not to tell and say it.
Yeah.
I think the way our ARPA thing is submitted, it's like one big package anyway, right? So worst case scenario, you leave 2 light poles out, or,
Right.
you know, you do the most you can with the money you have.
Mhm. Agreed. We'll pray the present administration gets their arms wrapped around the economy and saves us. See what happens. So, any more directors report?
That's all I got.
All right, Stuart, you're up. You're telling us about ARPA.
Oh, sorry, my computer didn't cooperate. Good evening. I went to an Arpa meeting today. The budgeted money after the first round of approvals that's left is $584,000. And the request for monies is $725,000.
Wow.
So the difference, the overage, it really shouldn't be called that, but the difference in those two numbers is $142,000. There was no discussion today on the project. I did ask to see Erica after the meeting. We spent a few minutes together. We talked, as I talked to Joe earlier in the week and told him my agenda when I went to see Erica. First one was the political monies that we're going to do our best to divide a politician's campaign with donations. If people want to donate and not make it political, we're happy to take it. She did have a little bit of issue with that. I told her she would have our ear going down the road, but that's the decision we made. So she seemed okay with it when I left. Then it turned to, I asked her the likelihood of our project passing. I was a little confused earlier and talked to Alan thinking that the public voted on this. It is not a public vote. It is a public forum for people to give opinions on the 11th. But it's an ARPA board vote that's going to pass these items that are left for passage. So she was very optimistic about the project. And I don't think she was blowing smoke at me because I questioned her a few different angles, and she agrees that the park's been ignored, that these problems go back years. We want to fix them now, that the park is a great resource for the town, and said that she supports it. She said it's a lot of money, you know, it was a bit of a hiccup when we got it, but she goes, it is what it is, and this money is perfectly met. The request perfectly matches the intent of ARPA. You know, that is a public place for people to go in the face of a pandemic. It's outdoors, it has walking trail on it, and all kinds of good activities. So she was for it, Alan. I also asked her if there's anybody on the committee that she thought we should speak to that maybe was on the fence, and she said, no, I don't think anybody's on the fence. So I wanted to give you the difference in dollar amounts. We talked today about the window for accepting proposal was closed today. Thank goodness, because we're over $172,000. And the public forum is set for July 11th, 6:30 p.m. We have a healthy number of proposals to go through that night. We don't know if we're going to get to everything. If we don't, we'll do it on 1 or 2 nights later. We think Thursday. And that'll be publicized in the next few days. Other than that, any questions?
Is there a list of what was just asked for? As
Yeah,
far as-
I have it. I brought it with me, yeah.
was
I
wondering
have
if you
it.
just, I'd be curious to see what's on there.
It's pretty healthy. I can get, let's see, I'll figure out a way to get it to everybody. Does the town have a scanner, Al?
Yeah, there's a scanner there. Yeah.
Okay, maybe I can go down there and scan it to everybody, put everybody's email in.
Should be able to send it by a camera picture.
I can take a picture of it. Would that be all right with everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. Maybe I'll do it when my turn's up. I'll just go get it and take a picture and send it to everybody.
Perfect. That's
But
perfect.
she was pleasantly optimistic. I was pleasantly surprised.
That's good. At the beginning of the meeting, Alan suggested that we create a document about what we're requesting so that townspeople have an idea, and maybe he posted in a few places. So some 7-Eleven, maybe a few people that love the park come to that meeting and say, hey, we sponsor, we don't sponsor, but we suggest that this goes through. So maybe we can get a few more people in town on our side.
I don't think any way to toot our horn right now hurts us. I think it helps us. Anything we do helps us,
I agree.
making it professional and neat, that kind of thing.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, I like that. Any other ARPA stuff that we should talk about?
I'll get the not that. Nothing came up today, Alan. The summer camp didn't come up because it's already been passed. So it was long enough without having to go back things that were already passed.
It was a long one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And they wanted to do it on a couple of nights, and Jen was just beside herself because that's the beginning of camp, I guess, the 11th, right around then.
That's the first day. Yep.
And she said, I got 50 kids and I'm going to come to meetings 2 nights that week. So we're trying to appease her and make the meetings on different nights.
Where is camp happening, Alan? Is it at Hall School?
Hall School. Yep.
That's great. You're going to be busy.
Yep.
That's a real feather in the town's cap that we're paying for 50 summer campers this year. I really think it's a great thing. Great use of ARPA money too.
Right. I agree with that.
I don't think I remember it ever being that full. So it's good.
It wasn't. So I was told that the most was 2019, I think. And there were a couple weeks where they had 30. But most of the time it's between 15, 20.
All
A couple
right.
weeks I heard that they had like 8,
Oh yeah, Erica's invited Joe Courtney to town to look at some of the ways we use the ARPA money, and the summer camp is one of them, Alan. So she will be parading Joe around to probably your camp programs and then a few other things in town that are getting ARPA money.
Nice.
That's great.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I agree.
Let's get him our flyer, Alan.
for $800.
Oh, not that. Our flyer for River Road describing what we're going to do there with ARPA money.
No.
It's good that you got those sponsorships, so I think that's great. And I don't know if everybody saw that ad, but it's nice. It's vanilla. It's just an everyday person saying congratulations to the River Road concert series.
He tends to think we're gonna have some splashback on that, and who knows? Who knows?
I bet we do. There's always somebody somewhere that is disgruntled over something they shouldn't be, but it's not political. The ads are not political. They don't suggest politics.
I emphasize that with her, that we're drawing the line on that. We will keep an ear to the ground on what happens going down the road.
Yep. So I
Oh,
think-
Joe, she did ask you to be there on the 11th. She thought it might be a good idea.
Oh, yeah, I will undoubtedly be there.
Okay.
I think all of us should be there. If we can afford the time and effort. Is it, we can physically be at the meeting, right?
Yes, it's Zoom
Yeah.
and live. Yes.
Yep, I will physically be at that meeting.
Yep, she asked for you.
Okay. Yeah, everybody and anybody that can physically be at the meeting, that would be great. And anyone that can't, if you can at least get on Zoom, that'd be helpful and spread the word to friends and neighbors.
So Alan, I think what would help and is getting, what's the engineer's name again?
Carl,
Carl Asimovic.
Carl. We need to do a conference call with Carl and whoever else wants to be on it. Joe, I'd like you on it.
Sure.
If anybody else on the board would like to be part of that, just let Joe or Alan know. We should do a conference call and talk about roles at the meeting. So everybody understands what their roles are and the engineer gets a little, even though he's well-versed in town meetings, I think we're better off doing this than not doing this. Just covering our bases and going through what we think the issues might be. Alan, you need to be well-versed on the benefits of the park to the town. And be able to represent that, including the pickleball court going down the road. Because she did mention that that's approved. She looked up at the board and said, your pickleball court's approved, Stu. And I go, yeah, well, we got to do the excavation first.
Right.
So, she was very positive, but I think Alan, if the question comes up on, from some town people about the park and what are we doing down there, you can certainly represent where we're at, our progress, what we're trying to do, and that kind of thing.
When are you thinking about having a meeting, and is it going to be a Zoom meeting, or you want to get together?
Well, at the very least, it'll be a conference call. It could be a Zoom meeting. That might help. What do you think, Joe and Alan?
Zoom meeting's probably better. Is that something you can set up, Alan?
yeah, I can do that.
Then the board could all be present. That would be cool. Anybody that would like to be present can be present.
Yeah, I think that'd be great, and everybody that can come. So when do we do this? It's, I don't know, the 4th is what, Monday? So,
So it's a week from Monday. Yeah.
so we should maybe do it before the week's out, or do it on
Um,
Tuesday, or what works? Sometime in the evening?
I'm open, so it's up to you guys.
well, I'm kind of thinking closer to the meeting would be better. Maybe the 7th or the 8th or something like that. Because nobody's going to be around for the 4th. But people are going to forget what we talked about. If we have a meeting and then a week goes by and then we have this other meeting.
Yep.
If the point of the meeting is to be on point and answer questions that were prompted, it should be somewhat close to the 11th.
So the 11th is a Monday. You want to do it on Friday, the 8th?
Or Thursday.
We can. So what if Carl can't make it? Does that change anything?
I think it's his schedule that we have to work around. We have to be flexible to Carl, and if it goes to a Tuesday or Wednesday, I think we need to do that, because I think the board would like to meet Carl. And if he could spend a few minutes with us, I think it'd be helpful. So
Yeah, so Ellen, are you going to put this together? Are you going to call Carl? How do we do this?
Yeah, I'll send him a message.
So let's do this. Let's send out an email, including all of us and Carl, and say we're hoping to have a meeting maybe on the 8th, a Zoom meeting, and let everybody chip in and see what they can and can't do.
Okay.
terrific.
I'm going to make that note. And I'll get that Word document put together so you can eventually send that out in the email as well.
Yeah.
So that'll be 7/8. I'm gonna call it the ARPA pregame. All right, that's good stuff. What else?
So what it's gonna come down to after the public meeting is as you said, Alan, it is the board that does the vote. And there's gonna be some manicuring of the budget, obviously, of these proposals. They all can't get passed if we're 172,000 over, so. I was relieved to see she's very positive about ours, so.
To Mike Panatti's point, Stu, is there anything off the top of your head that's on that list that you think is
Let me
probably?
get it, I'll get it to you right now. I think my ARP is done for tonight, so. Is
Okay,
there other things to talk about?
I think we're down to nothing left to talk about.
Okay, so I'll have to get it to you. Let me grab it and read it.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested if there's a couple of things in there that are, you know, not worthy.
Pipe dreams.
There must have been a lot of last minute stuff, Alan. Does that sound right?
I would imagine, because the last ARPA meeting I went to, we were using up a bunch of the money, but there was still a little bit left. But that was a month ago, maybe.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't even remember, to be honest with you.
I'm gonna just keep talking amongst yourselves. I'm gonna take a quick picture, couple of, then I gotta get your emails, so. Okay, the projects. There were some new ones that came in up for mention today. One is this nonprofit organization called UR Community Cares. And I think it's an elderly assistance program. The board, some of the members of the board knew what they were. They want $6,000. And that was cleared to go to public forum. The employee retention bonuses, there's some people in town that are up in arms about that. The Wellington Fire Department is slated to get that, as well as the town office people. But the Wellington Fire Department came up for $17,000 for bonuses.
Those are
Public Works
one-time?
came up with a skid steer out of the blue for $68,000. I don't know where that came from, but it was brought up today and it was cleared for public forum. There's a proposal submitted by the Board of Finance. I don't know how they got it into our ARPA money, but for $220,000. And I think I'm gonna have to refer you all to the website I can't represent this well to everybody. It's called Installation of Perimeter Key Location Traffic Cameras. I'm not quite sure what Mike's trying to resolve with this. At first I thought it was what I know, which is they put cameras at traffic lights to increase revenue, to issue fines for people going through red lights, but he said it's safety and security in the town. So I'm going to refer you all to the website to look that up. Installation of perimeter key location traffic cameras. And I'll get this out to you later today.
Was that a new one or was that one? That's
Yeah, brand new. Yeah,
Oh.
brand new today, and it was cleared for public forum. And I mean, you take that out, and we're back on budget. Request to be heard by ARPA Commission. That one we did, that one we did. That I just mentioned those. Okay, these are the ones that going up for public forum. Second ambulance, $35,000. Radios for DPW, $38,000. Oh, these were previously funded. I apologize. Air packs were previously funded. Generator for the town was previously funded. Meeting room equipment, Devices for town staff and senior center, 46,000. Small business nonprofit assistance program. No funds approved at this point. Senior center coordinator position. They're working on a job description. There's no dollar amount associated with that. Radios for fire department, 235. Summer camp supplement, which was approved for 36,238. Fuel bank heating expense assistance, $25,000. Forestry plan for Mason Road tract for 2,800. Building materials for park structure maintenance, 3,500. Arpa commission public hearing expenses, 2,000. These are newer emergency generator for Button Hill. And repair to the direct emergency call line. That started at 200,000, but she came in today and lowered it to 165 or 170. That's going to be scrutinized, I'm sure. Historical Society archival storage, 15,000. Flags, grave markers, and monument repairs, 6,500. There's quite a bit of discussion between Erica and this gentleman. Remember his name, Alan? He spoke at the last meeting. Did Alan leave?
I don't remember his name, but I know who
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Well, everybody likes what he's doing, but him and Erica got to see eye to eye, and they're not there yet. Let's see, walking track improvements, 196,979.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. New furnace for firehouse, 20 grand. Technology upgrade at the senior center. No budget amount on that. Retention bonus for the town, 32,250. Storage box at DPW for evictions, $6,000. AC for the band room. No dollar amount on that. And the library came in with a request for 12,500 at the very last minute. And actually, it was after we closed the acceptance of new proposals, but she reminded Christine that she sent it 2 weeks ago. So we're trying to figure out what to do with her. So that's it. I'll take a picture of it and send it to everybody. There are more details, I believe, on the website.
Oh, we can find all this on the website then, right?
Yeah, you should. It's all public information. Yeah.
Okay. There were some big ticket items dropped late.
There's some big ticket items on here.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad that you had a discussion with the selectmen. That's always good. And hopefully this happens. But in the meantime, I'll get a Word document out to you, Alan. And we'll spread that around as best we can. And we'll find out if we can put a little meeting together before the 11th, which I think is great, so that we all have, our ducks in a row. I think that's good stuff. Thank you, Stu.
Our pleasure.
What else we got? It's pretty quiet out there. Crickets. Red Sox are playing soon.
Now they got some rain, the grass won't be brown down there.
I think they're up in the dome. They're in Toronto tonight.
I've become
All
a
right.
quieter Red Sox fan recently.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good considering how they started. No one's going to beat the Yankees. That's out of control. But anyhow, so I think we got old business, which, does anyone have any old business? No. New business?
How much money have you raised for the music things this year, Al? Did I miss that on your director's report?
I didn't have it in the director's report.
You picked up a couple of sponsorships, though, right?
It's over. Yeah, it's over 3,000. I think it's 3,200.
What's your magic number that you need?
It's probably around that. I'm not. It's just not coming to me right now, but I can figure all that out tomorrow and send out an email with the exact numbers in it to let everyone know.
How many nights is it? It's 5 shows or 6?
Six.
And you're basically paying for the band, right?
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
food, no food, right?
So
Picnic
the
style, everybody
concession, the
brings dinner.
concession stand is going to be open, but it's not going to be Parks and Rec running it. It's going to be the PTA running it. So there'll be
Oh, okay.
food there.
And gonna do any food trucks?
Yeah. That's
Non-committal though.
yeah, I mean it's tough because usually in order to get a food truck to come out, it's done in one of two ways. You either have to guarantee that they sell a certain amount of food, and if they don't, then you have to pay the difference,
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
or you have to just pay them straight up a flat fee to come out. And you know, there's really no money to do that, you know.
No, you don't want to do that.
How's the turnout on these events?
I don't know, I've never been to one.
I've been to a couple, and even during COVID, they were pretty good. Over 100 people easily.
I know
sent you
Ed,
the I
Ed
sent you the
has,
name of a few people, Al.
Ed knows a truck owner, I think, or his wife does. And he reached out to them when we were talking about Wellington Day, and they couldn't come out for Wellington Day, but maybe that person should come out a few nights for the concerts in the park.
Wonder if Wellington Pizza would be interested.
I sent you the name of a few, Al.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at it. They're from a website. I don't know. I mean,
No, I spoke with them. They couldn't do it. Wasn't enough good timing.
yeah, but there is a website that I went through and I saw a couple of them on there. I don't know. It's a lot of them are far away, and if they're not far away, they're very specialty related. You know, like cakes, like a cake truck, like that. They're not going to sell a lot coming to one of our events. You know, how many people are going to go buy cakes from them?
You know what might be good? Get the first concert done and do a head count. And then call a couple trucks and say, we had a concert and there was 250 people there
Yeah,
at dinner time. That, something like that may be enticing,
right.
but do a real head count.
Yeah. Actually, I remembered something else that Ed told me. It's tough for these food trucks to commit to things because they have to start cooking the food in the morning.
Yep.
And if you have weather or last second cancellation or something like that, then they're screwed. They have a ton of food and they got nothing to do with it. So
we've had a lot of we have had a lot of cancellations for thunderstorms. A lot.
What's that?
We've had a lot of cancellations due to thunderstorms.
Yes. Yep.
A lot. Seems to be every Wednesday we have a thunderstorm.
that's not what I wanted to hear.
Maybe we sniff around for a truck that's not doing barbecue or highly prepared foods. You know what I mean? Not a pizza truck. A guy that's, my wife just yelled ice cream from upstairs. I don't think she wants one. I think she's suggesting an ice cream truck. Something like that wouldn't be bad. It's frozen food. That's doable. Kids would go crazy for an ice cream truck.
Yeah, they would.
There's possibilities. I think we just target people that aren't barbecue trucks or pizza trucks, that kind of stuff.
Or if we can't provide a food truck, then you just have to let people know that there won't be any food there, just snacks.
Right.
I think that's what the PTA is planning on doing, just having a variety of snacks. I guess they've made food before, but they don't even want to go down that road now, especially with COVID and all that. So
I think you're going to find it's dinner time for a lot of people, and you get a couple concerts in. If there's some food there and we can get some kind of a food truck, they could do very well.
Yeah.
So I'll sniff around too. All right, so no old business, no new business. Which means I think it's an adjournment, right? Right. You guys good for adjournment?
I've had enough.
Have you
Tag
hit
out.
any of those kids? Should I call social services?
I do not hit my kids, but I did just think of a great business idea for the town. If I feed all of my kids at one of those concerts, we'll break even.
All right. No IOUs.
I might need to borrow some money from you though, Joe.
No. There's not another Joe here. There's got to be another Joe here with money. It is not me. All right, let's do this. Somebody make a,
Make a motion.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
all right,
Second.
done. So we'll be looking for the email for the 11th, a slight meeting. I'll snoop around for some trucks, and anybody else comes up with something, feel free to chip in. And Stuart, thank you for taking care of all this ARPA stuff.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it. All right, let's go watch the Red Sox beat those Canadians.
Good night, everybody.
Later.